Hey guys, Fire here, bringing you another game review. This time we're checking out Ratyrinth. This game is developed by Soloco, published by East Asia Soft, and is currently available in the Xbox Store for a price starting at $5. It's a platforming style game that features well over 70 levels, with even more achievements and stuff related to the game to come, and it's actually a kind of a sleeper platforming game. It's full black and white, and has levels that honestly really start to test your brain and patience as you continue to play further and further in the game. It's got pretty strong level design, all keeping the game to be within very short duration levels. Most of them are going to be about 30 seconds or more. Some of them will vary a little bit as the difficulty level does ramp up pretty good in the game, and the game keeps a good system where it slowly teaches you more and more mechanisms and changes up the worlds and environments while you're playing. The controls are very basic and pretty simple. You move around with an analog stick and then you hit your A button to jump. You can't do anything but jump with your A button, and with your analog stick you can move around, but you can also duck. You're going to be introduced to different things that are going to have you going from climbing on spider webs to dodging bullet-wielding enemies to even fighting occasional level bosses as you span through all the levels. Now, currently there's gamer score up to 2,000 gamer score for the game. It's going to ask you to beat I think it's 75 levels, and it looks like there's easily more to come to kind of encourage you to keep on playing further and further. Now, the game's going to give you a sense of frustration. If you've played games like Super Meat Boy, it's going to be very similar to that level of frustration as you go through it, but it's a very rewarding sensation as you complete a lot of these levels. Now, you only get one life, so if you die, unfortunately, you have to restart at the very beginning, but with the game having very short levels, it makes it pretty easy to kind of just focus on the content within it and get through the levels. Now, a lot of the levels will have occasionally different ways you can play them in different little paths, but for the most part, everything's going to have you just progressing in the same direction as you go from one end to the other, trying to get to the door to complete out that stage. For me, it's been a very rewarding game as you are going to get very frustrated at certain points, but when you do complete out those levels, it's like a sigh of relief, but it's short-lived as the game teaches you quickly that there's other mechanisms in the game that are just going to get harder and harder as you keep on going. Now, for a price starting at $5, it's a really solid price for this game, as there's just a lot of good level design here, and a lot of stuff that's just going to kind of have you kind of testing your kind of ingenuity as you play throughout the levels to complete things out, testing what different enemies do, how they react to the different stages, and the best ways that you can kind of overcome whatever obstacles kind of get in your way. Overall, I think this is a solid little platforming game, and it comes in with a lot of good content for the price of what it is. The achievements can reward you every so often as you play the levels, and what's presented within the game is done in a really well set manner. I'd say if you're looking for a solid platformer, Ratyrinth is definitely a game that you should consider picking up. Outside of that, I'd love to hear what you guys think of the review down below in the comments. If you have any questions about the game or want to check out any other reviews on my channel, make sure you check that out. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Outside of that, I hope to see you again soon.